Our favorite Fire Emblem characters have suffered through a lot. From demonic beast encounters to conquering mythical legends in Fodlan's history to the entirety of Chapter 13, it's safe to say they are no strangers to being pushed to their absolute limits. But how well would they fare in the tricky cutthroat contest for 45.6 billion won that is Squid Game? To find out, we'll be making a tier list. But not just any old tier list, a specialized one where each tier represents a different game in the show. If the character can survive the game, they move on to the next tier and we go all the way to the end until we crown a winner. Okay, so the first game is red light, green light, and I feel like looking at the cast, there's already a decent amount that I'm like, they're not making it. And I'm not going to be ranking Sothis because I haven't yet calculated how an ethereal being's capabilities will translate over to the capacity to win the Squid Game. But I'll get back to you on that. But essentially anyone after Sothis is just going to be marked dead. So first off, when I think of red light, green light, you can't be clumsy, right? You can't be clumsy. If you fall, you're dead. You know, you get the timing off, you're donezo. So I'm pretty confident Annette's dead here. I'm sorry. She's just not making it, dude. She's not making it. She's gonna trip, or she's gonna rush so much that she just doesn't pay attention. She's like, oops, forgot it was a thing. Nah, she'll probably just trip. But the people that might actually forget that they're actually doing red light, green light, I feel like Caspar might. He might be like, get out of my way, and just try to push everyone through and then forget that he's actually supposed to stop eventually. I feel like Raphael, like, even though he's kind of... I feel like he could figure it out because he probably played a lot of red light, green light with his sister. If you remember chapter 5, the one with Miklon, you'll definitely agree that Gilbert is not making it through this thing. You know, he might not even get shot. He just might, he's just not gonna make it. Like, everybody else is gonna be at the end, and he's just gonna be like 2 steps forward. You know, this guy moves like a literal snail. But people that would make it, you know, I think Ash could definitely make it to Dalgona, so he's gonna make it through red light, green light. Catherine's gonna make it probably. Claude's definitely gonna make it. Eloise, I'm not sure about. Felix is going to make it. You know, these guys are all able to, like, run properly for Nevon Ire and, like, you know, stop at a reasonable pace. They're not easily overexcited. I feel like Hilda could make it too. You know, I mean, it's not that difficult, right? You just pause. Like, she can surely walk. Hubert's probably going to be fine. Ignaz is going to be great at this. You know, he's going to be able to, like, pay attention so easily. And just like spot immediately as it turns to red light, but I guess it's hearing too. Ingrid should be fine. Leonie should be fine. Cyril, I'm torn. Dorothea, I think she'll be okay. I don't know. It's tricky. Lauren should be fine, I think. Yeah, I think Lawrence is fine. Hetero will make it. Raphael probably makes it. Seneth should make this. Shamir should definitely make this. Yuri's definitely gonna make it. Sylvain should make this. Pretty simple for Sylvain, I'd imagine. Okay, this is where things start to get a little tricky because these are the characters where I'm like, okay, I don't know if they'll make it or not. You know, the ones before Sothis. Happy should be fine. Just focus a little and she'll be okay. I actually feel like Hanneman and Manuela could make it as well. They'll be like right before, you know, they'll be like seconds before the time is up. But Manuela's just gonna follow Hanneman, and Hanneman's gonna calculate like, oh, this is how frequently I need to move in order to make it to the end. And she's just gonna copy probably. Let's hope she's not wasted that day. I'm gonna assume she's not. Let's be favorable to Manuela today. I think Mercedes could be fine. She's slow, but like, I mean, she can probably walk her way to the end. You know, she has patience. That's she's got that going for her. Bernadetta, could she manage to not freak out and like erratically try to run away? I don't think so. I think she's dead. Sorry. Like, seriously. But she can sometimes stay still. She can sometimes stay still, like when she's frozen in place. But that's not by choice, is it? That's because she's paralyzed by fear. So in this case, if she really does get paralyzed by fear, that's also bad for her because she's never actually going to move when it's green light. That's, yeah, I think she's done. Linhardt honestly probably could make this. It's like not that physical. You just walk a bit. I don't think physicality is too much of an issue for this. Cyril, yeah, you can probably make red light, green light. I don't know. I don't see him tripping very often. Dimitri's probably fine. He probably makes it on, you know what, like he probably rushes through twice so that there's not much, like, there's gonna be 2 like green lights and he's just gonna make it there after that, and there's not much room to make mistakes. He's just gonna dash through. Dedu is slow, but is he slow enough to be slower than Hanneman, the old people, and Mercedes? I don't think so. I think he can make that. Balthus, yeah, no, I feel like he could, he wouldn't trip. Would have decent amount of control over his body. Constance, this is indoors, she'll be fine. If this was outdoors, I think she's done. I don't think she makes it. Flame. Yeah, I don't know about Flame, man. Lysithia, I think so. I think she can make it. Would she overrush? No, probably not. Dorothea should be fine. Alois. Alois is just going to be talking the entire time, right? He's going to be that one dude. Everyone else is completely focused and silent. And he's just going to be like, oh yeah, what did the red light say to the green light? And then everyone's not going to listen to him. And then it's going to turn around and be the red light. And it's going to be like, you're green. And then that's going to be what triggers Caspar to move forward. But because his mouth moves, he also dies. We also have Flane and Marianne. Yeah, we'll see if Flane can survive. I think Flane can make it. And then, Marianne, does she make red light, green light? It's not too difficult. I think you could probably walk a bit. And so, like, most people make it through red light, green light. That's pretty awesome. Alright, only 5 deaths. Pretty good start. Maybe I have more confidence in this cast than I should. But, hey, not bad. Next game is Dalgona, where you have to take that little pin and carve it out, you know, and you get different shapes. We're gonna do a randomizer to see what shapes everybody gets. You know, I feel like this game is gonna actually have a lot more deaths. I'm looking at the shapes now, and this is not gonna be pretty. Basically, there's going to be 4 teams. I've added all their names here, and we're gonna randomize this. But they're gonna be split into the 4 groups. The first group's going to be circles, second group's going to be triangles, third group's going to be umbrella, fourth group's going to be star. And so that's going to be determining their fate in how lucky they get. Let's go. Rerun. Okay. Oh my god. Let's see how this goes. So first, let's deal with the circles, because those are the ones that are most likely to win. Them or the triangles. I think these are both equally easy. I would probably say triangles probably easier. But let's try circles. So Hubert. Oh, Hubert's going to make this easy. Hubert is going to make this easy. Where's Hubert? Right here. Yeah, he'll make it to Tug of War. Sure. Easy. Next up, ooh, Dimitri. That's a good pick for Dimitri. Problem is, he's still Dimitri, and he's still going to just pick up the thing and break it instantly as soon as it touches his hands. This is so sad. He's not only wasted a circle Dalgona, but there literally is no chance of him making it through this. There's no world where he makes this, right? There's no world. I'm sorry, Dimitri. This game was literally built against you. Catherine. I think Catherine can make this. Yeah. Felix, Leonie, Ingrid. Yeah, those three are all gonna be fine. They're like decently patient, but like also, you know, it's like a dexterity kind of game. You have to have really high dexterity. And those three are fine. It's not like they're super clumsy or like have shaky hands. Shamir and Yuri. I think those are both fine too. Wow, honestly, I feel like all of these characters are kind of the like the ones who would have the best shot at doing this, even if they had the harder shapes. And yet they all got the circle. That's nice for them, huh? Wow. What a lucky pick. So these are a lucky bunch. I guess there's another lucky bunch here. Next we have triangles in group 2. Seneth, Hanneman. I think both are fine here. Hanneman's certainly got, actually, he probably has really stable hands because he's got to do all that science work, lab work and stuff all the time. He probably knits in his free time, so we're probably chilling. Ignatz, Manuela. Ignatz should definitely be fine. He has to have steady hands for a painter. Wow, these really are like peak people for this. Manuela, I'm actually not so sure about. That one's a little tricky. Like, I don't think she'd be that good at this. But it's a triangle, man. Like, Manuela, she might not be good at this, but I feel like she could make a triangle. You know what I mean? I feel like she'd get impatient, and then she'd be like, why is it making no progress? And then she's actually, like, doing fine. It's just, she's just getting impatient, and she's tired of staring at the same thing for, like, 3 minutes without alcohol in her other hand. But I think she can persevere. Marianne? Yeah, Marianne should be fine. Petra, Claude, and Sylvain. All I think would make it. Petra... Okay, maybe not that many people die here. Okay, well, actually, we just went through the easy half. Of the easy half, literally only Demetrius died. Perfect. But, like, what did we expect, I guess? Okay, we'll do the umbrellas for last, because the star is a bit easier. Constance. So this is indoors. Could Constance make a star? I'm not sure. I don't think so, to be honest. I don't have that much faith in her to make that star. Let's be real. No, but a spellcraft has to have some precision, right? But I guess none of her spells work. Okay, well, you know what? For the sake of argument, we'll say that she can make it. No, I don't know. Can she make it? Happy, I think, certainly makes it. Edelgard should be fine. Ash should be fine for sure. Lockpicking, easy skill to translate over. I'm not sure about Constance. We'll leave her here for now. Mercedes Flane to do. Oh, yeah. Honestly, okay. Flane, I don't think she's making this. Sorry. She's a bit too clumsy. She'll be like, oops, I accidentally broke it. What happens now? And then she'll just be shot. It's really sad. The dude should be fine. I feel like he's got nimble. Like, I feel like he's probably got really steady hands. He probably knits in his spare time. And then Mercedes should definitely be fine here. Even though they are stars. Actually, they are stars, right? Oh, wait. Is she size? Does everybody die? That's just, I mean, she'll be trying so hard not to sigh. Even though it's probably favorable for her. Then I think she does die. Sorry, Happy. Now we're gonna go into some murder. Umbrella. So this is group 3. Hilda, you're not making that. Sorry. Raphael, no shot, dude. Honestly, you probably wouldn't even make the triangle or in the circle. Ferdinand, no. Sorry, man. He'd be so close. He'll be like going. He's gonna start like on the curves, and then he'll be making his way all the way, and then like on the last final umbrella curve, he's gonna make a mistake. He's gonna be like, oh man, second place again, and get shot on sight. Lawrence, Cyril. Lawrence, honestly, maybe. Cyril, no, I don't think Cyril can make this. There's no way. He's got that precision. Lysithia's not making this. Sorry, she's just... she's gonna try to rush. She's gonna be like, I have no time to complete this umbrella. I gotta go fast. And then she accelerates too much on the curves. Dead. Dorothea, I feel like she has a chance, but I don't think she's making it. She would be just frustrated to be there and like, yeah. I don't think she'd give up, but she'd just feel so defeated. Her mental would not be in this game. Sorry, Dorothea. It's also just an umbrella that's like impossibly hard. Who's left? Linhardt, I feel like could actually make this because, again, he's similar to Hanneman. Science dude. Has to have steady hands to do his lab experiments. I feel like I think he actually has a chance here. Oh, Balthus, I actually did not put in any of these groups. Yeah, I just forgot to add Balthus, but he'd be in group 4 because that's the extra one. Group 4 is Star. Could Balthus make a star? No. No, he's breaking that cookie, dude. He might eat it. No, Raphael would eat it. Like, he would eat the cookie. He'd be like, oh yeah, treats. Munch. I know Annette died here, but she wouldn't have survived this either. She would have been too hungry and been like, oh my god, this is so tasty, and then accidentally bite too much. The last two are Lawrence and Constance, the ones I'm most unsure about. So Lawrence is here, chilling with the umbrella. Can he make the umbrella? Constance with the star. I really don't think Constance could make this. She makes a lot of mistakes when it comes to her spells. Like, sometimes they're successful, but it happens after a ton of mistakes. And so that makes me think, like, you have to get this right on the first try, man. You make a mistake, you're donezo. And I don't think Constance has that in her. So I think she's passing away here. Lawrence. Can Lawrence make this? He's kind of capable. He'd definitely make this, the triangle, definitely make the circle. He'd probably make the star even. The umbrella though, I just don't know, man. I don't think he has it in him. It's not like he's the most, like, handicraft dude. He's not like an Ash, or he's not like an Ignatz, or he's not like a Yuri or Sedith even that could be good at sewing. I don't think he makes this. He doesn't have exceptional handicraft skills. Sorry, Lawrence. It's a close one. That one was probably the closest one. So these are our contestants making it through the Tug of War. Looks like we have exactly 20 characters left. This is perfect. Perfect. So that's gonna get you even teams. Or that would be the case if there wasn't going to be a brawl that happens right now and everyone's going to fight to try and survive to the next night. Yeah, so this is not going to be pretty. I feel kind of bad, like morally putting them into a brawl like this. I mean, they're already going through a lot. And yet, some have got to die. Okay, so first off, how is this going to work? So, based on who's left, they're probably going to split off into teams, right? Trying to, like, make sure they have enough people around their area so that they don't get cornered alone and stuff. So automatically I'm thinking, okay, the Black Eagles are definitely going to work together here. Who else is there? Petra, maybe she could work with them. She might be kind of still a lone wolf a little bit. I could see them trying to work with Hanneman and Manuela, you know? Shamir's kind of a free agent. She's going to roam around, do her own thing. Then we got the church. Catherine's going to be linked with Shamir here, so they're not going to touch each other. Wow, we are kind of low on the Black Eagles front. Oh, I guess we got Linhardt. He's over here. The other Black Eagles are all dead. And we got some blue lines here. Blue lines are going to be linked up with the church. So Felix... still kind of a lone wolf there. Dedu, Mercedes, Ash, Ingrid. Wow, a lot of blue lines just left standing. Maybe a little bit of an alliance with Yuri Bird over here. And then the Golden Deer. That's kind of who's left on. There's Sylvain too. Okay, so they're going to fight it out. This is kind of... So looking at numbers, I see 4 Black Eagles, 5 members of the church, but a Shamir, that's kind of like a free agent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 members of the Blue Lions. Yuri, who's all alone. The other Ashen Wolves are all dead. Sorry, man. And then the Golden Deer. Oh, God. Oh, God. Do we really have to do this? I think Edelgard's going to try to control this. These two are definitely surviving through this. I definitely think. Even if everybody else dies, I think Petra's going to make it. Is Linhardt going to survive this? He's going to have to put in some effort to try and survive the brawl, and I don't think he has it in him. I don't think he could survive this, dude. I feel like Felix will just try and cut him down. No, it's probably going to be Yuri that cuts him down, honestly. Yuri's going to take him out, so he's going to die. Sorry, Linhardt. You're not making it past the brawl. Hanneman, Manuela, Shamir, Catherine, Sedith. I definitely think Sedith, Catherine should be fine. Shamir should be fine. Manuela, Hanneman. Honestly, maybe one of them passes. But would there really be a character here that stabs Manuela? I think so. So I think she's dead. I guess Hanneman survives with that bunch. Get the Blue Lions. I actually think all of them survive here because they just have the most in their favor. Like, they have the most players. So I feel like they'd easily be able to protect each other. Yuri is gonna be everybody's thought in someone that dies because he's literally got nobody, but he's gonna make it somehow. Claude should be fine. We might lose a member of the Golden Deer here. Now, I think Claude and Leonie will be fine. The question is it going to be Marianne or Ignatz? Ignatz. I feel like Ignatz dies and Marianne survives. Because, like, how could you stab Marianne? You are twisted if you do. Ignatz, sorry, pal. You're cool, but, like, I don't think you make this. And yeah, so we got we've claimed 3 lives in this brawl. Probably ignited by Edelgard and Hubert. Sorry, guys. Linhardt, Manuela, Ignatz, nice knowing ya. Anyway, next, we got Tug of War. Back to the games, shall we? With 3 less under our belt. Now there's 17 members, so we're gonna have 4 teams of 4, 4 teams of 4, and 1 lone person. How does that work? Or would they fight until one of them dies? That's twisted, dude. Okay, if there's one more person that's dying of that group above, it's probably Marianne. I'm gonna be real. I don't think she can make this. It would be between her and Mercedes, but Mercedes just has so many allies. Yeah, I think Marianne's gonzo. Then in that case, now we have an even 16. Sorry, Marianne. Marianne fans, I'm sorry. I kind of baited you there. But now we have an even 16, and we got 4 teams, a Tug of War, that we're going to have to split up. Now, this is going to be a little tricky, because these teams are chosen. So naturally, you're gonna expect people of the same faction to want to group together. So I think Team 1 is going to look like Sedith, Catherine, Shamir, and Hanneman. Ooh, I mean, average age is high, but pretty strong nonetheless. Blue Lions have 6 people. So 2 of them are going to get kicked to the side, right? Now, here's the thing. They got Felix, Sylvain, Ingrid. These 3 are not splitting up. And so in that case, I think this is like the majority of the 6. They're going to probably steal one of these 4 members and leave the other 2 to rot, which is kind of brutal, but this feels like a Sylvain Felix kind of thing to do. Honestly, Ingrid too. Like, this is totally their personality. Now, who would they leave? I don't think Ash is going to be picked, man. It's Mercedes or Dudu. Sylvain probably picks Dudu. Actually, Ingrid probably picks Ash. Felix, I don't think would pick Mercedes. I think Felix would pick Dudu. I think Felix picks Dudu because he's going to go off pure strength. And so then, because of Felix and Sylvain's pick, those 4 are going to be a team. So that's going to be the Blue Lions team. The three amigos and Dedu. Geez, that's a powerful alliance. The three amigos still hanging in there. Then we have the final 8 left to be sorted into a team. Now, you got Hubert, Edelgard, Petra. I do think they'd stay in the same team. Would they try to link up with Yuri? Or would they try to split someone up? I think it makes sense for them to link up with Yuri. Even though he's kind of got the alliance with Ash, I don't think that it makes sense for him to split off their team and then try and convince Claude and Leonie to split up. I don't think that would work. So it'll probably look like the church team here as one team. Then you got the 3 Blue Lions amigos plus Dedu. Then you got the Black Eagles with Yuri as the solo. And then you get the non-chosen Blue Lions and Leonie and Claude of the Golden Deer. Now we're going to randomize to see what teams are going to face off. So we're about to randomize these teams. Basically, if they're in the same group, they're fighting. We got the church team, the Blue Lions friends, so that's the 3 plus Dedu. The Black Eagle Strike Force, obviously that's Edelgard's team, and then the last picks, alright? So let's see who's gonna fight who. Okay, oh boy. The first we got the last picks and the Black Eagle Strike Force. Let's see how this is gonna go. It's gonna be the Black Eagle Strike Force. So Hubert, Edelgard, Petra, and Yuri versus Ash, Mercedes, Claude, and Leonie. Oh, this is... Honestly, these are probably the 2 weaker teams. So Edelgard's gonna pull her weight. Petra's gonna pull her weight. Yuri's probably decently strong too. So you got 3 kind of pretty strong people. Then on the other team, you got like you got Leonie, I guess. Man, I think Hubert's probably stronger than Mercedes, right? Edelgard's way stronger than Leonie. So it's going to be Petra and Yuri versus Claude and Ash. Claude and Petra, I think, could be kind of even. Ash and Yuri, I think Yuri's probably way stronger, dude. So I really think the Black Eagle Strike Force comes through here. I'm sorry, man. But yeah, that's going to be the end of Ash, Mercedes, Claude, and Leonie. And that's what happens when you're the last picks. They just kicked him to the curb. Man, that's brutal. They just really got screwed. Name of the game. Next we got Blue Lions Friends and versus the church team. Okay. So the church team and then the Blue Lions Friends. Okay. This is actually pretty close, I feel like. You got 3 really strong people here. Seth, Catherine. I think Shamir's a little less strong, probably physically, but still decent. Hanneman is going to be their deadweight here. Whereas this team really has a lot of strength too. Felix is really strong. Dedu's really strong. Sylvain's decently strong, and Ingrid is a little on the weaker side, but definitely stronger than Hanneman here. But Hanneman might have the strategy, right? He might figure out how to get like the physics to be capable in their favor, you know what I mean? Whereas Catherine's gonna rely kind of on pure strength. Like even with that other matchup, even if Claude figured out the strategy of like sitting properly and using your lower half weight to hold the rope, they'd still lose. Edelgard would just pull through that. So would Petra. So that's done. And Yuri probably would know the strategy too. If we're going off pure strength, I think the Blue Lions are stronger. I think Felix is probably the strongest out of this bunch, besides maybe Catherine. No, Catherine's stronger than Felix, right? So those 2 are kind of even. Dedu or Sedith? I think those 2 probably are pretty even. Shamir or Sylvain? Also kind of even. So I think really what it comes down to is Ingrid versus Hanneman. And in that case, I think Ingrid's just stronger. So, wow. Yeah, it comes down to a Hanneman loss, I think. I think that's really what this boils down to. And Dedue's kind of a tank, right? How do you pull a Dedue? That's true. I haven't been taking weight into too much consideration, but Dedue is massive. So like to be able to pull him, that's good. That's a challenge. None of these guys are too heavy, I would feel like. Like Seth is tanky, but that's because he's on a wyvern. Catherine's not that heavy either. Hanneman's probably just tall, but he's probably kind of thin. I think the blue lines make it. The three amigos and Dedue. And honestly, had they not picked Dedue, they picked Ash or Mercedes, they easily could have lost. But this gives them a lot of weight. A lot of weight. So yeah, the blue lines conquer over the church. And all the old people are now dead. Okay. Next, we got marbles. Okay. Now, marbles, they typically pick their best friends, right? Like they're like, pair up, you're gonna make a friend. You're gonna work with them. And then they get screwed. So these two are obviously gonna pick each other. Edelgard, Hubert. Let's see. I think would Felix, how would this team split up? Felix, Sylvain, Ingrid. I think Sylvain gets picked by one of these two. Question is it by Felix or Ingrid? I think it might be Ingrid, or it might be Sylvain, Felix together. And then the remaining four of these four. Yuri might be clever enough to figure out that, like, hey, this might not be a good thing. He might try and pick someone that he thinks he can beat. And I feel like he would probably pick Ingrid in this case. And then that might leave Petra and Dedue together, just by default. Yuri's probably just gonna be like, I insist, Ingrid, let's be a team. So, we get this marble game. Now who wins marbles? So, this is pretty clear, right? Dude's gonna sacrifice himself. So she's gonna make it for sure. Wow. And it was great for her. Great strategy on her end to, like, really just bring Hubert along the ride the entire time just so he could sacrifice himself here. Like, there's no way he plays for the win here. Easily would sacrifice himself. Petra or Dedue? Ooh, that's tricky. I'll have to get back on this one. Yuri or Ingrid? Yuri's winning this. There's no way. There's no way Ingrid would beat Yuri there. Man, this is just... all the last picks are just getting sliced. And there goes one of the first amigos. We're gonna lose another one here, though, with Felix and Sylvain. I think Felix wins this. I don't think Sylvain can beat Felix when they toss marble games, right? You're basically just trying to take all the marbles. That's true. You're trying to take the marbles from the other person. So it's not just like you're tossing marbles into a hole. Like, Yuri could easily just steal it from Ingrid, right? That's pretty easy from his perspective. Hubert's just gonna willingly give them over to Edelgard. Now, how does Felix Sylvain go? Do they, like, literally just fight? Yeah, this is how this would go. Felix and Sylvain, they'd be like... Felix would be like, let's spar. And then Sylvain's like, okay, whatever. And then Felix wins. And then Sylvain's gonna try to talk his way out of this. Okay, wait, hold up. Remember that time I saved you from that demonic beast once? Felix is like, you've never done that. And Sylvain's like trying to lie to him, to gaslight him into giving up his marbles. Felix is like, huh. But then he doesn't fall for it. Well, yeah, whatever. Give me your marbles. And then Sylvain's like, I'm not giving you my marbles, Felix. And Felix is like, okay, then we're both gonna die here. And then they're just sitting there silent for the rest of it. And then when there's like 10 seconds left, Sylvain's like, alright, whatever. Gives up his marbles so that Felix can live. Felix makes it. Sylvain dies. The only one of the amigos that makes it. And then it's Petra and Dedue. This is tricky. What would they do? I actually don't know. Would they just play the marble game? They'd be like, yeah, let's just see who can get into the circle the quickest. Is that how they would problem solve this? If they do play that, I think Petra probably wins that. I feel like she'd actually be pretty decent at that. There's also a part of Dedue that, like, if he doesn't have, like, a Dimitri to fight for, I feel like there's a part of me that's thinking like he might not try as hard, you know? Like he's not as motivated. Whereas Petra is always going to be super motivated for survival. So when it comes to motivation, Petra is definitely going to be in the game a lot more. He might still be like a little depressed seeing his BFF die, you know? He's like, I'll win this in your name, dude. My loved one, Dimitri, but like inside he's hurting and he doesn't make it. And I think Petra would. So that makes sense, I think, yeah, out of all those matchups, I feel like that makes sense. So we got our top 4 winners, or top 4 to the thing. We got Edelgard, Yuri, Felix, and Petra. And so now they have to figure out the glass bridge. This is gonna be tricky. So how is this gonna work? The glass bridge can't be too long then, otherwise they're all gonna die. First, let's just figure out the order. So I've added all their 4 names into a random list generator. We're gonna randomize, and the order that they come out as is going to be the order in which they run across the bridge. Felix, Petra, Yuri, Edelgard. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Edelgard goes last again. She's having the most lucky run ever, I gotta say. Well, I guess maybe not really. I mean, she had a lot of Black Eagle friends that died early on. And seriously, the marble thing was super lucky. Anyway, Felix, you're up first. It's not gonna be good for Felix. He has to have a perfect run. Now, we have to have some survivors in the glass bridge, right? Like, there's only 4 people here, and like mathematically, they'd probably all die. So we can just imagine there's some other random like people that are in the game, and then they kind of clear the way. And then does Felix get lucky enough? I mean, he's still like towards the front of the pack. That's what we're kind of expecting. So yeah, let's reorder first. He's not making this, dude. You have to be lucky, like super lucky, and he just doesn't have this kind of luck. Petra, could Petra make it past this? She'd have to be pretty lucky too, and I don't think she just would be super lucky. If you're in the first half, you have to be super lucky, and I don't think they make it. Right? I don't think those 2 are making it. Yuri actually has the luck to make it, even if he was in the early stages. So if he was like second, I feel like that would have been fine. Petra's like not nearly as lucky, so he definitely makes it, and then she's just gonna copy Yuri, right? Like literally. And so she's going to make it as well. And then we have our 2 finalists, Yuri and Edelgard. What a matchup, man. I gotta say, wait, weren't these 2 teamed up in Tug of War? I think they were. That's crazy. So they teamed up together. They split off for a bit for marbles, and now they're back together. And wow, that's interesting. That's poetic almost. Now who's gonna win? Is it Yuri, the kind of the lone wolf throughout the entire thing, makes it through brawling somehow and still is able to use like cunningness to make it this far? Or is it gonna be Edelgard, kind of like a mob boss almost, right? Like a leader kind of vibe, leading the Black Eagle Strike Force through their Tug of War win, having her servant die for her. She didn't really have the numbers through her around for her because they all died in Dalgona and red light, green light, you know, but still able to make it this far by kind of like controlling the second half of the game. Who wins Squid Game? Now, here's the thing, there's like a mixture of fighting and then a mixture of like actually playing the game, right? If we're talking about straight up like the Squid Game itself, I think Yuri would be a lot better. You kind of have to like jump around, be a little dexterous, you know, avoid the attacks, and like Yuri is like built for that, you know. Edelgard would not be able to defend against a dexterous Yuri. He literally has a skill called foul play that allows him to avoid everybody. He's built for this. But for the fighting, like if they initiate fighting quick, what happens there? Because Edelgard, I think, beats Yuri in a one-on-one fight easily. I think also Edelgard would probably recognize that she can't win in Squid Game against Yuri. So she might bow out of that like game and just go straight to fighting. This is tricky. They're probably not that tired after the class bridge. It's not a particularly tiring thing. Had a good steak. Who wins this? Yuri Bird or Edelgard? Man, this is tricky. I've been thinking about this for a few minutes. And I don't know. Who wins this? Only one of them can win. I think this... Does this really come down to a game, or does it come down to a fight? I think it comes down to a fight, man. I think it comes down to a fight. Edelgard doesn't win that many fights. She wins 1 out of 4. So... But it's never Yuri as the opponent. Like, you can take down a Yuri, Edelgard, surely. And we also gotta think, what kinds of things do they have on hand? Right? It's not like they have their full-on axes that Edelgard can just whip out in the middle of the Squid Game. She's just not gonna lug around Ymir and just be like, yo, by the way, I just decided I'm gonna take this legendary relic and stab you with it for this children's game. So that's out of the question. It's almost like pure brawling. Yuri's clever, but can he really outmaneuver Edelgard here? Edelgard's not gonna fall for any of his like charisma tricks, or like he's not gonna be able to poison her before the meal, for instance. She's gonna be on lookout for that. Her survival instincts are pretty up there. So I don't think he's gonna be able to, like, he has like 12 hours to try and outsmart Edelgard and kill. And I don't think he'll have enough time to do that. It's just not easy to kill Edelgard. So I think what this really comes down to is like a fight. If they're doing a one-on-one brawl, I don't think Yuri would stand a chance. He'd win at the actual Squid Game, but she'd kill him before he gets a chance to win. And like, I don't know how it works. Like, if they actually played the Squid Game and Yuri won, would the triangle head mask dudes like shoot Edelgard in sight, or would Edelgard have to be like, I lost, and then they shoot? Probably not. Probably the first one, but maybe she'd just try to kill him before that happens. Would he be able to win the Squid Game before she attacks him? That's true, because like, okay, wait, so it's his turn, right? And he's like jumping across and he gets a point, right? He jumps across, avoids Edelgard successfully and gets the point. But Edelgard, then it's her turn to try and jump around. She gets caught by Yuri. That's where Edelgard's gonna strike, right? That's where she's gonna be like, I'm tackling this guy. And then, because Yuri has to make contact, she's gonna tackle him, and then they're gonna fight. And then it's not gonna be pretty for Yuri. So they almost have to have contact at some point, and that's where Edelgard's gonna seize her moment. And I think, because of that, Edelgard wins the Squid Game competition. That is something else. Wow. I would not have bet on Edelgard at the beginning, I'll be real. But some things went her way. You know, Dalgona, she had a pretty favorable team, a lot of strength. Edelgard, given these matchups, would win Squid Game out of the Fire Emblem Three Houses cast. I think going into this, Yuri is probably the safe bet for most people, but it's just that Edelgard is one of the few people he wouldn't be able to close out the Squid Game win against. He'd probably win Squid Game in like the last matchup against like 90% of the other cast members. But not Edelgard. No. The only person he can't beat, probably. So yeah, she's the most likely to win. I think a lot of people would be upset at this. Edelgard is now 45.6 billion won richer, and she's the only one that escapes with her life. Good for her, I guess. I mean, she gets to watch all her friends die, but I mean, what else is new in Fire Emblem Three Houses, right? Let me know which Three Houses character you would have bet on to win Squid Game. But in the meantime, I actually recently just got this kind of like weird business card with symbols in the mail, so I think I gotta go give it a call right now. It's kind of urgent. Anyway, until next time.